Mr. Fuller, you and your mother are here today to prove that you fathered the defendant's 2-year-old daughter, Milani.
Yes, ma'am.
You say Ms. Nelson led you to believe that you were her daddy and build a strong relationship, but now wants to rip her away from you.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Nelson, you acknowledge Mr. Fuller's relationship with your daughter, but say you are now certain that he is not your child's father and will prove it in court.
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Nelson, what are your intentions today if the DNA results prove you're correct?
They will never see my daughter again, and their time just has expired with my child.
Wow. That's kind of harsh considering they have a relationship with her, isn't it?
Barely.
So, Mr. Fuller, tell me about the relationship you have with little Milani.
I got a bond with Milani. She'll bring her hair to me. She'll let her stay the night and everything for about 3 months.
Not 3 months. I'm positive.
You sure?
I'm positive.
Have you allowed Milani to spend the night with him?
I have allowed her to spend the night with them.
We live in Fort Lauderdale. She stay in Melbourne. We have this baby 2 to 3 months.
You guys had her for
whenever
a few
she
weeks.
need us
No,
to
don't.
You had her for a few weeks.
Miss Fuller, I need to ask you, do you believe this is your son's biological
From day one, when
child?
this girl called me, I said, "Oh, I'm a grandmother." I said,
I never called you.
Nelson,
I never even had your number to get in contact
I
with
wouldn't tell you no lie.
So, Miss Nelson,
Right.
as you recall, how did you let Mr. Fuller know you were pregnant?
I called him, he didn't answer. I saw that he was on Facebook, and then I wrote him on Facebook.
You say you never called his mother.
She called
Never
my
called his
phone.
mother. I didn't
wouldn't
even
tell
have
you
his
no
mother's
lie, you
number.
want- She called my phone and said she was pregnant. When she had to go to appointments, she called and let us know too.
What appointment
I
are you
wouldn't
guys
tell no lie.
referring to?
We accept that baby from day one. From day one. Anything that you ask us to do for this
always
baby,
help
we've been
for
there
this
for
baby.
this baby.
You guys have been there as far as now with my
Always.
financial situation.
Come on, the
Other than that, you guys do nothing for my child.
let's get some order.
You
You
do nothing
know.
for my child.
Let's get some order.
Nothing.
I don't know why
You don't do a
changed
thing for
all
my
of
child.
a sudden, but you never act like this with us. So I don't even know why you doing this. You should never put us through this.
Miss Fuller?
As much as I love this baby, I love this baby with all my heart. All my heart, and you know this.
I don't know anything.
What you mean?
I don't know
What you mean?
Y'all ain't doing nothing for my child.
Wait, Miss Nelson.
Y'all ain't doing nothing for
Let's
my
get some
child.
order. Let's get some order. Stop talking. Miss Nelson, as much as Miss Fuller is
What?
off the hook right now,
It's like this.
I really can't blame her, because if I thought I had a grandchild, they spending a month at my house, whatever.
I'm confused.
And then all of a sudden somebody tells me it's not my grandchild, I might be off the hook too. Why is it you believe he's not the father?
From day one, I never believed that he was the father,
You
Your
told
Honor.
me out your
I've
mouth.
never believed that
asked
he
you,
was the
Quan.
father.
Why is
Hold
them
on,
here
hold
today?
on.
Why is them
Wait,
here
I'm not
today?
talking.
Let
Let
her
her
answer.
Thank you.
today.
Let her answer. Let her answer.
Shut up.
Day
Let her
one, I
answer.
asked
And
her,
let me
I said,
answer.
do you
Shut
know
up and
if
let
you
me
slept
answer.
with any other guy, she
Shut up
told
and let me
no.
answer.
I said,
Hold on. Stop talking. We have got to talk one at a time.
Yes, ma'am.
man, this is...
Okay, Miss Nelson, when you're going to your doctor's appointments, he's not coming.
Nothing.
When you're in the hospital giving birth to the baby, who's with you?
A family member.
When the baby's born, do you inform them? Do they come to the hospital?
I did not inform them at all. My mother, behind my back, called them.
Okay.
Okay, now, once she called them, did they come to see the baby?
No, they did not.
How did they ever form a relationship with the child?
My baby was about 5 or 6 months old. I was at work. I was with someone, in a relationship with someone, and they were...
So now at 5 months old, when the child's 5 months old, you're in a new relationship.
No, I was in a relationship before him.
Oh, before Mr. Fuller.
Me and the other guy was just on a break. So he
So
did
you
something
slept
that
with
happened.
Mr. Fuller when you were on a break
Right,
from another
just
guy.
something that
so
happened
then you and that
that I
guy got
regret.
back together.
Really?
Right,
And at 5 months, you were with this other guy.
right.
But then they came to see the baby and somehow...
Behind my back. I didn't even know they were in town.
Okay, Miss Fuller and Mr. Fuller. She claims that there was a point that her family member went behind her back and allowed you access to Milani. Did that happen that way?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm thinking all along she knew about this. How we supposed to know?
You didn't know that this was some secret, like I'm going behind her.
I didn't know. He didn't know anything.
So you think
everything was like a hush-hush.
So, Miss Nelson, did you ever say, I know my mother reached out to you, that was behind my back. You're really not Milani's biological father. Did you ever say that?
I did tell them that he was not. I told Devontae that he was not her father before she was even born.
But let me tell you something. This baby is a bond with me and with this boy. Let me tell you something. We love this baby.
You don't have, your son doesn't have her.
You know we
her.
love this baby. You know, Taquana, please. I don't even know why you even
have her. Your son, you have her. When I call, your son is not even there half the time when I call. Oh, she's with my mom. She's with my mom.
Be there. They got girl time. My mom and my sister, that's girl time. That's girl time.
So let's get some order. Let's get some order. Mr. Fuller, do you have any proof that she told you that you were the father?
Yes, Your Honor. I got proof right here.
I'd like to see that. Ron, can you hand me that?
Yes, ma'am.
These are text messages.
Yeah.
So from Miss Nelson, I see a message that says, we made a beautiful little angel. I love you, Milani. Then Mr. Fuller says, I know BM, our baby, very beautiful. Thank you. That must be thank you, BM, for Milani. BM is
baby mama and baby daddy.
Next page, Devontae Fuller sends a message, beautiful BM. And then Miss Nelson sends, thanks, BD. It sounds like to me you're communicating about the baby like it's his. Now, this last piece of evidence in the folder is a picture. And this is a picture of you, Mr. Fuller?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Milani?
Yes, ma'am.
And you submitted this to show what exactly?
Because she looked just like me. Look, just like me. She got my nose, my forehead.
Your Honor, after the 5 months when my mother again went behind my back, I was at work, went behind my back calling them. I didn't even know they were in Melbourne. I didn't even know they were in town. I'm on my job. The other guy who I was with, he's blowing me up, so I'm figuring something's wrong. How can you, after 5 months, no contact with me, but come to my household, my house where I live?
But if your
we
mama,
came to the
my house,
called us and told us
but
to
you come to my house while I'm at work.
While
I'm at work.
She called us
while I'm at work,
and I told her.
Okay.
I told her.
But listen.
No, I don't think we should come because it's going to cause
Okay, so
problems.
then you knew.
And she said, no, y'all going to come and see the baby.
Okay,
I don't care.
Hold on. Miss Fuller, why did you think at that moment that it would cause problems for you to see the baby?
Because I knew the other guy was over there, and I told her, Mom, we don't need to go over there. And she said, look, this y'all grandbaby.
Okay, we've heard a lot of testimony about your mother, Miss Nelson. And thank goodness she was able to come to court today because I want to hear from her. Ron, will you please escort Miss Johnson into the courtroom?
Right through here, up the stairs, and have a seat next to the judge.
Ms. Johnson, thank you so much for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Do you believe Mr. Fuller is Milani's biological father?
Yes.
You do?
Yes.
Why do you believe your daughter cannot even believe it's a possibility that he's her biological father? What do you think this is about?
The other guy.
The other guy.
When her and the other guy gets mad, it's Mr. Fuller's baby. When her and Mr. Fuller's not speaking, then it's the other guy's baby.
Oh.
Dude.
So she tells the other guy it's his baby too.
Well, the other guy said once before that it wasn't his baby.
So, Miss Nelson, do you believe he's not the father, or do you just not want him to be the father? Because that's two different things.
No, it's both. I don't want him to be the father, and I know he's not the father.
What you mean, Milani? You know we
I'm not talking
baby,
to
man.
y'all.
I'm not paying for this baby.
I'm not talking to y'all.
Take her away from us like that. How you just take this baby from us?
Y'all don't come see my child.
That's my only grandbaby. I don't do this.
Let's get some order. Ms. Nelson, it's borderline cruel the way you're acting. I mean, you know, there is a part of me that truly wants to understand your position, but I can't get anything from you. I mean, they are over there crying.
She wanted a relationship with my child. I was not even going to let her be a part. She was like, I don't care if this not my grandbaby. I want a relationship with this child. She knew there was a possibility of someone else.
So wait. Your position was, I really from the get-go did not want them to have a relationship.
Right.
My mother went behind my back,
correct.
let them see the baby,
Correct.
then they got a bond with the baby, so I start feeling pressure. But it would have been my first choice if they had never had a relationship,
Exactly.
because I do not think Mr. Fuller is my child's
Correct.
biological father.
That's correct,
So you
Your
feel
Honor.
like all of this emotion and attachment is almost by default.
And she's acting like I...
Because I don't understand how you so angry with two people that love your child so much.
I'm not angry at them, but they have not been there. They have not been there.
So even in my chambers, I mean, because I had to prepare for y'all. I didn't know it. I did not know that the storm was coming like this, but I knew this was going to be a very interesting case. So I was reviewing some of the evidence, and you, Miss Nelson, you submitted some text messages yourself to the court. But what was so interesting is that the text messages themselves were irrelevant. I mean, they didn't really go to the crux of the paternity. But it was the way you had Mr. Fuller listed in your phone that caught my eye. You have him listed as baby daddy Devontae. So this begs the question. If you never, ever thought he was the father, why do you have him listed as baby daddy Devontae in your phone?
That's just a term that we use, and he knows we use that term.
So what, it's like a new word for sweetheart?
No.
No.
I mean, no, I'm serious. I mean,
He's the baby daddy. I feel in my heart he is. And the only reason she's saying that he's not because of
You
the other
can't
guy.
speak for me. You can't speak for me because
I know
the only
the reason
other reason
why.
why the other guy felt the need to say Melani's not his because of all of this came about.
Hold
on. We're uncovering another stone.
If the other guy was on a break, we were going through our issues. The only reason how this came about of him saying that it's not his child was because my conniving mother, who's supposed to be a mother, but always going behind my back, ain't never been really there for me, but want to step in my business now and be a mother or a woman or whatever you want to call it.
Who's there for you?
Hold on.
Always been a foot.
Let her speak.
At the same time, like I said, that's how all this came about. So why
now I understand.
Hold
on.
Orlando.
Let's get some order. Ultimately, this is not about Melania. This court date is. But this confusion really isn't. It's really rooted in the fact that you had a relationship that you wanted. You went on break. It's always something on a break. Yours ended up being that you ended up with Mr. Fuller. After that was over, you got back together. This gentleman was accepting of Melania, might even be a potential father, but the workings of your mother to connect the baby with the Fullers is interfering with the relationship you really want. Now we get it. I have the results. Ron?
I still love it.
We've had one fiery day.
Yes, ma'am.
And I don't want a fiery result. Can you please stand between
Yes, ma'am.
the plaintiff and the defendant and make sure we stay calm? In the case of Fuller v. Nelson, when it comes to 3-year-old baby Melania, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Fuller, you are not her father.
I knew it. I knew I slept with. I knew it. I knew it.
Oh, you're gonna take this baby from us.
I know it's tough, guys, but relax, please.
You should apologize regardless.
It's not just my fault. You played a part in this too because it was your fault. You were going behind my back, leading them on to believe that. I knew.
You was there when I called
you. I knew, and I told you who the father was.
Ms. Nelson, I can't let you walk out of here without at least recognizing the part you did have to play.
I did.
You did allow them
did.
some time with that child that, I mean, they are just heartbroken. I understand more now why you were so hurt. Nonetheless, you got two people that really love your baby.
The only thing that I will apologize for is my part of letting you guys get attached, because that was my fault. I let them, but from the beginning I told her. I did, but I still allowed her to because she said that she would love the baby. You understand what I'm saying? And being that, you know, with the other guy, the situation that was brought about, I didn't want my child to feel like she didn't have a father. So I did allow that. That's my fault.
Do you know who her biological father is?
It's the other guy.
It is the other guy. Could you allow the Fullers to still play some type of role in Milani's life since they love her so much and they do want to be a support to you? Whether it's just drop her for the weekend when you need a break. Every mother needs a break. Think about it. You don't have to decide today. I want to get you guys into the counseling, okay? I want you all to start the healing. We need to.
I only know counseling, nothing.
Court is adjourned.